Joining me today is a leading voice in the cybersecurity space in India, Mr. Jiten Jain. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Jain, for speaking with Asianet News on the incidents of GPS spoofing which took place in India at some of the major airports.
Thanks enough for having me.
Mr. Jain, I want to start with you telling our viewers in a very simple language because we generally hear about GPS jamming, but talk to me about what is GPS spoofing so that they can understand how dangerous the situation can get.
So essentially, to start with, for ordinary people to understand, GPS is basically a constellation of satellites, which using the atomic clock on board satellites, the navigational data, and the on-ground sensors tell you the exact location of your mobile device or the receiver. When you're driving, you try and use Google Maps. It does get assisted GPS location where satellite is guiding your exact location. Where do you want to go? So it can help you do three things. A, it can give you the exact location. It can give you navigation data. It can give you the exact time because all these GPS satellites have got atomic clocks on board, so it can tell you the exact time, which is like perfect to the nanoseconds. And so now, so GPS jamming is where somebody jams the signal. You're not able to know where you are. You're not able to use the GPS data. You're not able to receive the signal. When it comes to spoofing, you're not jamming the signal, but you are in a way overriding the signal with a bigger strength and the fake data. So you are basically broadcasting a signal from a fake GPS device, mimicking a satellite with a bigger strength and the fake data. So the receiver, is tricked into believing that this, this new signal with a better strength is the actual GPS satellite signal. When you get hooked on to that fake GPS signal, you get wrong locations, which in turn might lead you to the wrong navigational data. It might give you the wrong time. So if you are able to broadcast a fake GPS signal, you can make a power grid collapse because you can give it the fake timestamping data. You can give wrong navigational data to vehicles, aircrafts, to many other people. So once you have the wrong location, obviously the navigation data will also be wrong. Now, if suppose, though usually, in aircraft, if the GPS data is not working or if it is wrong or a pilot is in some sort of doubt, they can always cross-verify or switch over to the ground-based navigation where they have got integrated landing system radars, ground-based navigational radars. So they have those backup navigation options.
So I was coming to that, Mr. Jain, if I can interrupt you here. For example, when a pilot is flying a plane and suddenly he gets to know that there is an incident of GPS spoofing, and then he tries to switch to the other layers of redundancy, or should I say non-GPS backups. How reliable are these systems that you're talking about?
Well, these systems have been reliable for almost decades. In 50s, 60s, there was no GPS data. They were all using these ground-based navigational radars and systems. But in the current age, where the aircrafts are on autopilot, they use GPS navigational data. So the dependency has, and in the case of low visibility, the long flights, GPS is now a new normal. It's not that, if you and me do not get a GPS signal, we'll not be able to go to office or we'll not be able to navigate the way. But it will be much more difficult. It will be problematic. You might not be able to take the best path. So likewise, a pilot, especially in this era where there is huge passenger traffic, every 1 minute there are 5 planes landing. You need precision navigation and guidance, especially in cities like Delhi where there is no visibility. GPS has become a huge dependency. So if you if you take off the GPS or fake location data, you might create confusion. You might create panic. It may not itself lead to some accident, but this confusion and delay might lead to a catastrophe. So there is 1 out of 1,000 chances that the aircraft pilot might make an error in the navigational data. So it's a very dangerous trend to distract the pilots to give fake navigational data, and this is life critical because see, ultimately an aircraft might be on low fuel, right? It might have seconds of fuel left, and it may be relying on GPS data. Suddenly the navigational data is gone wrong. It may not have time to switch back and cross-verify it with the other navigational data. So in that case, it might become life critical.
But how soon can a pilot recover the aircraft once he knows that there is an incident of GPS spoofing?
No, they have persistent navigational data available from the different sensors, ground-based navigation. But GPS is these days is the primary source of navigation. They can always cross-verify, and that is why they figure out that there is spoofing going on because two different sensors are showing two different locations.
Can you tell me what exactly the Indian government and the ministry is doing in order to tackle this situation?
But I have no idea what they are doing. I can only speculate. They must be trying to figure out the source of this GPS, spoofing, the source of fake signals. And for that, they might be looking to figure out from the way the signals are coming, what is the strength and when it is happening. So I'm sure whatever they are doing, it will not be in public domain, and I would not be aware of it.
But I'm quite intrigued about this entire concept. I mean, is it so easy to have a satellite with a greater, strength to override all of these systems? Does it only take a satellite, or there
No,
are
no, no.
different elements involved in it?
No, you don't need a fake satellite to do a fake, GPS signal. You might actually have a fake satellite in the low Earth orbit or in the higher orbit and do a fake GPS signal, but
Hmm.
you don't need that. You could just plant a fake antenna with a GPS spoofer and capabilities and RF super, and maybe mount it on a vehicle or put it on a building and broadcast a fake GPS signal. It need not come from a satellite only. You
So,
might
is there no
mount it on
system
a.
in place to nab these people, to track the location, trace the location of where these GPS signals are coming from?
No, there are no clear-cut ways. It is extremely difficult, but there are ways and means, and I'm sure government would be trying. And we don't know whether the source of this spoofing is consistent at one place or it is moving. We don't know. So government would be looking at all the possibilities, and then also, many of the aircrafts or other GPS signal receivers are now using this technology of encryption and the verifying the source of signal. So they know if the signal is coming, they're trying to have some sort of credential mechanism where they are able to verify the source of signal. So those technologies are yet to come and yet to be implemented in all the critical sectors like aviation. But till the time we are under threat, and I am sure government would be doing their best to figure out the source of spoofing.
The DGC has also said that now they need to give the details of GPS spoofing within 10 minutes.
Yeah, so that they can warn other aircraft, they can save time, and once you are figuring out spoofing, it just takes a minute to inform the ATC. So they are just giving it more priority so that they can warn the other aircraft.
Do you think that this entire incident of GPS spoofing, all of the incidents that have taken place in India, can we look at it with an angle of hybrid warfare?
No, obviously GPS spoofing has always been integral part of cyber warfare and technology warfare these days. You would have seen reports of Russia jamming the GPS signals to, create problems for the European planes where, European president was on board. So it has been happening. It did happen in the, Syria conflict. So GPS jamming is common. It happens in Korea, very often the Korean border, but GPF spoofing at this scale is rarely to be seen, and we are probably facing first of its kind, cyber attack in terms of GPS spoofing.
Do you think that there has to be a better collaboration between civil aviation and military, so that, because this is a case of hybrid warfare in the making?
I'm sure that is already there, and that is how they're figuring out this is going on. So that those systems and mechanisms exist already.
Anything that you want to tell to our viewers regarding this, if we can be cautious enough to face this challenge in the future?
No, I mean, if you face any problem with the location data, if you think that location is going wrong by kilometers in your Google Maps and it's consistent, and many other people are also facing, maybe report it to cyber helpline. Information going to the government is always welcome.